Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Other Jake, here with founder and CEO of Utherverse for another episode of Utherverse Live. Brian Shuster, how you doing?
Hi, Jake. Doing well today. How's it
It's
going?
going good. It's going really good. A lot of new updates today, or this week, I should say. A lot of good stuff on the docket here to talk about. We missed one last week, so we got double the ammo to talk about and some giveaways. Excited.
Yeah, and I'll give a quick shout out to everybody who's listening on YouTube. We've added that channel to our weekly spaces here. So, hey, everybody on YouTube, and uh, uh, let's get some comments going.
Right on. Yeah, yeah, and also, if you're listening on YouTube, and you want to ask questions, we're farming questions from there as well. So if you want to just comment your questions, we'll get to them at some point in the show here.
Yep,
One
fantastic.
more thing before
So,
you, I'm sorry to interrupt, but before you jump in, I want to do say that this is the top of the hour, so a little bit of house cleaning. We're doing three giveaways again today, just like every week. Brian's giving away three prizes, two prizes and a grand prize, with a potential of a 2x multiplier. Now, very important, if you want to win, if you want to participate, the way you do it, there's a few steps. You repost this space, you tag three friends in this space, you like it, and you're following Utherverse, and that makes you eligible. And the main thing is, if we call on you, we use X Picker to make it fair and even. But we announce it in the space, so it's important that you're listening for your name in order to claim your prize if you win.
well, that's exactly what I was going to remind you of there. So, we're on the same
Great,
page.
always great.
All right. So we've got people reposting, and boy, where to begin?
So where do
Um,
we leave off? From 2 weeks ago, we were talking about um, the new software patch, new or the newest one at that time, right?
yeah.
And we got a lot more stuff in store today, right?
Oh yeah. So there's a few things that I'm going to want to cover in today's space that are really critically important, and one of them, I want people to stick around to hear because there is a new opportunity, brand new, as of today, and that I'm announcing on the space. It's in the title, um, and it involves the Uther chain. Um, so certainly want to dive into that and make sure that everybody is brought up to speed on what the opportunity is, what the plan is, and where this is going to go. But let's step back and pick it up from last week. As you said, we had a software update last time we spoke. I should say 2 weeks ago. We have had another substantial patch to the software that came out a few days ago. I really liked what I saw in the patch notes, but there's a lot more stuff that never even makes it into the patch notes. If you follow me, you'll see that I post the patch notes for each new patch after I've jumped in and make sure that everything is working as expected. Um, so one of the critical items in this patch was the way that it handles socket creation and socket destruction and the handling of sockets. Um, the reason why this was at the top of the patch notes maybe doesn't get a lot of play in terms of what people think of as patch features. We, of course, have conducted a series of stress tests of the software. And I thank everybody who participated in our live user stress tests. We have continued to conduct these stress tests on an ongoing basis every single day using software that we built to simulate more and more and more users online. So, I always expected that the stress tests were going to reveal some deficiencies in the way that the either that the code was written or the way that pieces of the network handle internal traffic and security and database writes and reads and all of this type of thing. And we did uncover numerous, it's almost hard to say deficiencies, but numerous areas where these things could really be optimized. And so I've made the decision that I want to have them optimized before we really become aggressive. We did a lot of great testing of marketing, and we started to roll out the marketing, and ultimately realized that this marketing campaign is going to be very successful based on the testing that we've done. My concern is to have something become too successful too quickly when we know that the systems needed to be optimized in order to handle 10,000, 50,000 simultaneous users coming to an event. That's different from saying, can the system handle 50,000 users online? But if we're going to have an event and we're going to get 50,000 users logging in to the system in a 5-10 minute period, the sockets and the way that we were handling sockets was going to create a lot of system failure. So we've got a much better mechanism now that we've been able to conduct these stress tests, a much better mechanism for handling that kind of volume that takes place in a short period of time. And my biggest concern was, we do the marketing, things blow up, and we're constantly offline because we always have thousands of people trying to log in simultaneously. And I don't want to miss that window of opportunity where, we catch the public's attention, big name celebrities and brands start to associate themselves, and then we become too successful for our own good. So a little bit of a delay in terms of rolling out the proper marketing campaign and strategy. It was great to get the testing in and to know what is working, so that we can really scale this up and fairly quickly. So I anticipate that next week we're going to have these new pieces of networking, the new networking system and um, uh, traffic management and login management and even a queuing system to load balance across clusters of login servers and this type of thing. That should all be in place next week, and that's going to become a rapid. We'll see if other things break that we need to. But if other things break, they should be quicker than a rewrite of systems. Um, so that's kind of where we are with the software, the network, the marketing. Um, it's all really encouraging, but uh, uh, but it's always the hardest part. The hardest part of any kind of software development, and I've experienced this my entire life, is being at the starting gate, waiting for the starting pistol to go off and going, okay, there's going to be a little delay here. I'm all queued up. The team is all queued up. We're really ready to press the button. But I do think it's wise, Jake, that we put a little bit of a pause. If it was 5 million users logging in simultaneously, I would have had less of a concern. But we just need to be able to handle this type of capacity at this kind of level, so that you know so that we know that everything is battened down and smooth sailing when we really do blow this thing out.
So you're saying basically we're scaling now before the problem arises, before we get to that point. So when we get there, it'll be already built and efficient, right?
Yeah, because I am concerned that will happen very rapidly. I'm
Sure.
concerned that we're going to say, "Geez, why didn't we wait a couple of weeks instead of 3 weeks in? All of a sudden, we have a couple of big, world famous DJs who say this is great. We're coming and playing a show, and we can't handle that. So better to wait. Better to get all of those ducks lined up because this is such a phenomenal software platform for immediately for things like music and DJs and social events that it's going to happen with on the drop of a dime.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but will be revealing a lot of additional updates and fun stuff. I've seen previews of the new social center, and that's going to be our social media hub, social platform, the Web 2 uh, uh, face of Xeon and the Utherverse platform. And
You know, before you go too far, there's a lot
yeah,
of people that have never that are listening that have never logged into Otherverse right now.
oh
What
yeah.
exactly does that mean?
So of course, Otherverse is a virtual world web. Um, it's a hub for the 3D internet, the next layer of the internet, where the 2D web exists as a tool set. You can browse 2D websites. You can have links to 2D websites, but in an immersive environment where you also have the full immersion and the full capabilities of Web 3 and metaverse and virtual reality and all of this immersive these immersive types of experiences are available. It's a great way to meet. It's a great way to be social. It's a great way to conduct business. But the flat Web 2, has its own benefits. The flat web is really good for looking at pictures and posting up comments and having sort of communications that are done by message and not necessarily live in real time. So what we've really pioneered here is this profile system where you can create a profile for yourself, and use it as a social media platform, uploading pictures and commentary and making posts, either about the virtual world, about anything else. Um, uh, Promoting events with a bulletin board system, but it's also a great way for people to get to know you and for you to get to know other people. So if you right click on an avatar in the world, there's a link um, that you'll see to go to their profile. And first of all, the profile system is designed to be the hub for our play to earn. So you can you connect your wallet and you can earn Uther. You can earn Uther, the Uther in-world version, and you get to earn and excel by doing things like uploading a photo, viewing other people's profiles. But you can also create friend connections, followers. Subscribe to people's feeds. They can subscribe to your feeds, and so it's really this. It's it's a next generation, really, social um, uh, media platform. Um,
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I just because it is that concept 2D in a 3D world is mind bending a little bit. So that's a great explanation.
yeah, great, great.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, love that. Yeah, and so with all this being built, I'm my computer's being a little slow. I'm wanting to pull up YouTube to see if there's questions, but before we get there, with all of this being said, hearing Brian, if you're listening to this, speak about this on a high level, top down perspective, other problems do arise, and being on the blockchain. So Brian, here's a good angle to come at this with is that being off, creating original Otherverse Classic off the blockchain made things a lot more simplified as far as transactions, right?
yeah, oh yeah, um, internal ledger is a lot easier to to code.
Yeah. Yep. So that makes perfect sense. Yeah. So now we're moving to this web. Otherverse Xeon is Web 3 centric, and it's on the blockchain. So that's really cool because now, you know, your vision, and I'll let you go. So I'll phrase this as a question. Having all of these, so this virtual world web where any other metaverse, any video game can essentially come to us, use our tools, and build their own metaverse or game on our platform, essentially. Correct?
Right. I mean, that's the vision and the beauty of what we're doing. This concept of interoperability, this concept of let's not have 100,000 isolated metaverses. Let's create one browser that gives the freedom. I mean, it's why we call them sovereigns. Um, each sovereign that connects their metaverse to our system, it gets access to all of the users on the system. All of the users on the system get access to that sovereign. That sovereign can be very customized, very unique. It doesn't need to deal with the same avatars or clothes or rule sets or user interface. It can have game elements. It could be a game. It could interconnect with other games on the system. It can be a business metaverse. Any kind of business. It could be a mall, um, and the um, the benefit to everybody, users and businesses that come in. Um, the businesses can share traffic, share promotions, leverage each other's success to generate their own success, just like what happened on the internet, the World Wide Web. And we saw when the World Wide Web went from my alliteration when the World Wide Web went from um, being um, isolated intranets to being connected through the Mosaic browser as one cohesive internet is when it unlocked the potential, because the rising tide lifts all boats. Every website that connected added this, same type of concept that we have with social hash rate. It added more weight to the internet. And once the internet hit a critical mass of users, it exploded. It became commercial, and you saw the frenzy in the 90s of internet stocks, and everything was a .com. And I expect the same thing happens, ideally without the crash, because this is all going to be underpinned by legitimate businesses, and we've learned lessons from the past. But this explosion of highly successful businesses that all are able to share traffic, are able to optimize search, are able to interface using our tools and our systems with the entire community. And it gives a huge benefit to the entire community. One browser to be able to experience every metaverse, and every metaverse can be experienced through one browser. So it's really a paradigm. I don't want to use flashy words, but it really is a paradigm shift in how metaverse is viewed, how metaverse operates, and it unlocks the true vision of metaverse to the extent that you saw it in Ready Player One, and you saw it in all the way back in Snow Crash, but this true vision of what a metaverse is, it's the next layer of the internet, and I guess that is a theme that we always run with.
Yeah.
Because it's so true.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is like also a very important point that, or I mean, set of points, but this topic is super poignant today and important because, um, you know, being like kind of summing up everything that's going on, having to, getting the putting the wheels on this thing properly before takeoff is where we're at, and kind of what you kind of said in the last segment with the before we bring in these mid-level and high-level artists to come and do events and really kick things off. We want to make sure everything's um, uh, viable.
Solid.
And sorry.
Make sure that everything is rock solid.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
um
Well, you want to give away some our first prize,
yep.
and we'll jump into
Yep.
some
Let's
more
do it.
really exciting
Yep.
stuff.
Okay. Cool. All right. So we're on our first giveaway today. If it's your first time listening, we do 3 giveaways in Uther token. Our Uther token is our native token to our Utherverse, our metaverse. Um, that's it's built on Solana here. So in order to win, you have to retweet this space, repost this space, I should say, tag 3 friends, be following Otherverse and like it, and that makes you eligible, and we'll get you in the running. Okay, so using X Picker, setting up the parameters here. I had it, but it reloads every so often, so let me just redo this. So it's okay. Drum roll, please. Brian, you still there?
Oh, I'm rolling some drums.
All right, here we go. Okay, drum roll, please. Third place winner is Ash at ASHNEER 1448. Congratulations, Ash Near. You've won the third place prize, potential 2x multiplier. If you were listening 2 weeks ago, please go ahead and DM us here on Utherverse at on our X account, and we will coordinate your winnings and get your wallet address. Congratulations.
Congratulations. That is awesome. I love giving away Uther, especially with what's about to happen to it. So, uh, at least what I believe is about to happen to it. So,
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
And shout out, I think this is our biggest space so far with 145 listeners. Congratulations for being here. You know, make sure you guys are eligible for the next giveaway. Make sure you repost a space, tag 3 friends. Make sure you're following Otherverse, and that will make you eligible for the winnings of the next 2 prizes.
yeah, great. I guess people missed us. We were away last week.
Yeah, yeah, we were. We took. I mean, lots happening in the background, and it's just sometimes it's good to pace, especially with everything happening.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Well, there's big announcements. I suppose I want to start off with another little bit of sort of pseudo housekeeping, which is to say, I'm hugely relieved. The final distribution of pre-sale tokens is done now. It's live. If you haven't claimed, but people have been claiming. So the whole pre-sale set of tokens now is ultimately in the hands of the buyers. Um,
Huge.
and so we don't have to be concerned anymore about anybody grabbing pre-sale tokens and needing to liquidate them in the market. Um, so that's a huge benchmark. Just want to flag it and congratulate everybody who has held here. Um, uh, we have a bonus distribution that's going to happen to the diamond hands late this year. Um, is the target. Now we can go through and we can assess all the wallets that have met the conditions to get the bonus distribution. And now it's kind of a liberating time. We're set to mint out the balance of the tokens, put them into uh, the um, the holding wallet, basically. Get rid of all the flags, the warning flags, get validated for the token name with Jupiter, and get everything set up properly with CoinGecko. And this is going to also provide the opportunity for us to deal with liquidity and solidify the token right as the software really goes mainstream. So everything coming together. It's been extremely busy, um, but it is all just positive news now. Um, and Jake, that leads me into the next stage here,
Mm-hmm.
which
Mm-hmm.
is
Mm-hmm.
the big announcement. So we are, as of now, now this is for friends and family of the Otherverse project, and for our loyal listeners. And you probably, some of you may have gotten a heads up in Discord. Um, but the Uther chain, um, the layer 2 blockchain, um, is going into development. So
Huge. This is massive.
huge, huge. Um, Uther is going to be operating a chain. Of course, this is necessary because as the metaverse platform, as the preeminent metaverse platform, every sovereign that comes in um, has the potential to launch its own token, which token would be used within that sovereign. Now, many of the sovereigns are going to use Uther as their medium of exchange because it's built in and it's the base layer. Um, and it's the token, of course. It will be the coin that is used by the system, and for all system purchases, and for play to earn rewards, and for everything that happens with the system, and with any of the official events, and with the Utherverse sovereign. But many sovereigns are, either come in, they have their own projects, they want to launch their own token, and in order to do that in a seamless and integrated way, with low cost and high efficiency, our Uther chain is going to be the host and the launching pad for all of these tokens that come in and launch. So this is going to create, we expect, we hope, tens of thousands of tokens that will need a chain that's optimized for our platform, for our metaverse offering. Um, and in order to launch, of course, a chain, we need validator nodes. Validator nodes are the nodes that go out, and these are going to be AI leveraged validator nodes. So, they have smart, sort of intelligent anti anti-hacking, security, fraud detection kinds of algorithms and AI agents. But our the Uther chain will run with a total, at the end of the day, 50,000 validator nodes. And these nodes, as they validate transactions, earn a percentage of the transactions that get validated. And on top of that, as many of you, I'm sure, remember from when you looked at the tokenomics, there's a large pool of tokens that have been allocated for the first 5 years as bonus on top of the validator rewards that are happening. So nice pool as we grow 5 years out to see sustained validator node rewards. And the validator nodes, you'll have the opportunity, if you want, to get just to run the software on your own, or of course they can be hosted, and we're going to have a hosting solution for the validator nodes, so it's really turnkey, super simple. And Jake, I don't know if you've got the link. um, Again, we're running this as a
I
pre-sale.
wasn't really sure if I should post it here because then it goes live onto our actual
Oh,
page.
right,
So and
right.
that's what and that's another thing, guys. This is anyone that's listening. This is a very first announcement. We haven't. The website went live an hour ago, which is also why we timed this, right, Brian?
Right, right.
Yeah.
That's exactly
And,
right.
and so I could put it up and take it down, and add to the
Um,
space, but it's up to you, Brian.
I think maybe we just keep this in Discord,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
and people can request it, DM, and you can share it. But we're trying to keep this because we're offering these nodes for in the pre-sale. This is 72 hours. We're offering them for 300. The price is going up to 2,500 ultimately. Um, but there's all kinds of additional bonuses for people who have been, with us for the ups and downs. And while we're waiting for this token to rebound to its all-time high and then bust through all of that, we wanted to give this pre-sale opportunity. The other thing that I thought was really, really insightful, and I give credit to Peter at Nexus for coming up with this, is that if for each validator node that's purchased in this pre-sale, it will come with an option at a later time to be able to purchase another node for the same price. So, if you pick up a node at 300, anytime before the chain goes live, you can buy another node despite what they're trading for in the market. You have the option to pick up a second one or an additional one at the same price that you bought the first one for. So, um, uh, good, uh, uh, good incentive there. I love the options are kind of my thing. um, so surprised that I didn't come up with it, but I guess it's not a standard kind of uh, option offering. So yeah, I've ever since I was a boy, uh, trading stocks, I realized, man, options are the way to go. All right. Well, I hope that was clear. And uh, it's so exciting, and I'm also really impressed. That in the uh, uh, in the white paper, the original timeline, um, we had discussed that around this time we would be launching we would beginning work on the Uther chain, and man, bullseyed it.
Yeah, I mean, if looking at the roadmap, that's one thing that really got right on time.
Yeah, yeah. So and coinciding, of course, with like wanted to get this last token distribution, want to shake out all the remaining players that might have an eye towards selling the token because they're not following the spaces, they're not following the development for whatever reason. And then really batten down the token with uh, all of these features, with all of these optimizations, with all of this, um, you know, getting rid of the flags, adding liquidity, all of these features, and starting to work on our chain helps us with all of that. Um, and now I think it becomes clear to people why it is that we skipped a week. Lots and lots of work to be done on the ground. Now, I should also say the when you go to the link to the pre-sale page for the nodes, um, don't expect to see something polished and finished. This is it's still a work in progress, and in a few weeks, the smart contracts are going to be out. The we're gonna have less of a manual process here, but of course, the nodes will be more expensive at that point. So if you can put up with filling out a form, sort of submitting things a little bit manually, forgive us for not having a perfectly polished page for you. That's coming. That's coming in the next couple of weeks.
Yep, absolutely. And so what I just did, if you look at the top of the you look at the top of the bird's nest here. I've sent a link, or I put a link up to our Discord. You can join the Discord because we're keeping this, this pre sale, uh, like low key. So I'm posting this in the chat right now. Right after this space, I'll post it as an announcement. We'll get the announcement up in Discord. Right now, we're doing is we're just looking. If you want to just look in the general chat, we have it in the general chat as a link, and then otherwise we'll get it up here shortly. But we're just so you guys understand, we're keeping this low key again. Just want to reiterate until the official announcement. This is also why we're doing this on the space, and we waited 2 weeks and we built it up because we wanted to roll it out properly.
I should point out there's another reason why we wanted to do this and why we wanted to keep it low key. Um, and I don't want to, I don't want to, well, say anything. Yeah, there is opportunity if you've got people that you want to introduce this to. There is a commission structure, so you as individuals and as community members, you can introduce other people to it in this time. It's not like this is top secret. We just don't want to come out and make large scale announcements because the quantities are limited. But if you bring people in, there's a way for you to sign up to get an affiliate code, and you can earn commissions if people come in. So I don't want to steal anybody's thunder by turning around and selling them all out ourselves. Give you that opportunity, that sort of head start.
Sure thing. Yeah. This is amazing. This is unbelievable. The fact that we're actually already here, time has kind of flown by.
Yeah, right. I mean, uh, uh, who would have thought that we started our first distribution of tokens 12 months ago?
Yeah.
um, but I gotta say, seeing the software progress and seeing all of the transactions that are happening in Uther and all the wallet growth that we've been seeing, and the success of, I mean, just the number of people logging in every day to the software. The we're breaking records all the time with events, and I mean, it's crazy, but just trying to tap the brakes on this because I don't want it to blow off the rails. Um, uh, and getting, I mean, it's really exciting. I got to say, to go from losing sleep about when is the software going to be out and when are we going to get beta going, to losing sleep over, my God, all it's going to take is like one thing to happen, and we could have the same problems that I had in the early days, where all of a sudden you have millions of people trying to get on, and you have to say, God, we can't handle the capacity. What a difference a year has made. But who would have thought it would fly by that quickly?
Next year is next month is our 1 year anniversary for the token launch.
Yeah, right. Uh, uh, so I mean, uh, and I think all I see are blue skies at this point. I mean, it may be a trying time for other companies, and interesting things happening all around the world. But from where I'm sitting, I just see uh, uh, these final sort of major capacity uh, components getting put in, and just seeing the new club, for example, that got put in. I'm seeing previews of all of the rave things that are about to happen, and this whole list of DJs and bands that are queuing up to start playing at events. And speaking of the events, the event system, the improvements, and the radical new introduction of the social center and the Web 2 side. I mean, everything coming together right now is really mind blowing. The 1 year anniversary. That's got to be a big celebration that we plan, eh,
Yeah,
Jake?
I think that's a good idea. Really good
Yeah,
idea.
yeah. Um, there's so much other stuff going on. God, the hours flying by. Um, uh, uh, so many other pieces of progress. But why don't we give away some more money?
Yep, let's do it. All right,
All right.
let's go back to my picker here. All right, here doing a few things at once. Okay, X picker, great. Retweet. Oh, hold on, sorry. I was making sure everything was posted, and then making sure the uh, chat was posted. So here we got this. Forgive me, y'all. I'm working on it here. Okay.
While you're working on that, do we have Death today?
Yeah, he's here. He's up.
Sure do. How may I help you, bro?
Well, I'm wondering if you can give people a little warning once again about social engineering and uh, protecting their wallets. We had a little event that happened, and it
Yes.
one of the holders of a significant number of tokens. Well, Death. Why don't you take it away?
Yeah, no worries. Good morning, guys. How are you all? Hope you're all having a great day. Now, a big thing in Web3, especially in the crypto space and the NFT space, is social engineering. A lot of people like to pretend to be an admin or a moderator, and they'll create names with very small changes in them. So, for instance, I've had it in the past with my name. They might add an extra I next to like division. So it's those small things or a full stop in the middle that you really have to start to look for, because it can be those minute changes where you, at your quick glance, you think, oh, yeah, okay, Death's messaging me. It's not me at all. So what you got to watch for is those small changes. They'll pry and pretend to be these big admin or moderators with these sort of helpful topics to help you with, oh, they'll watch in chat, see that you've got a question or a problem with selling or buying. They'll pretend to go into your DMs and message you about, hey, this is what's happening. I can see that you need help in this. And they're they've gotten really smart at being able to manipulate the way that they act. And, they seem to be knowledgeable about it, and they seem to be able to help you. But what they'll start doing is there's phishing links. So it's a link that they'll send you. And there's multiple ways, but phishing links are the biggest. They'll send you a link with a phishing link. So what this does is it will connect. They can make it look identical to a website, but when you do the wallet connect, the sign on that is giving full permission for transfer access. So once you sign that, it's done. There's no coming back. No one can fix that. You can remove it, but if they've already taken the tokens, it's too late. This is the hard thing about Web3 space is security is one of your biggest assets that you need to keep close to you because it's still a wild west. Like there's no way to recover tokens that are stolen.
Well,
Um,
I will put a little asterisk on that, which is if this user, if this community member had come to us immediately, we do have freeze capability on the tokens, but they waited 20 hours to get the tokens returned, something like that, like asking, saying, "Oh, hey, I've changed my mind. Like somehow my tokens are gone." If your tokens are gone, I got to wake up in the middle of the night and freeze the wallet. Um, Usually they're too fast anyway. And I think
yeah.
that, based on me looking at the transaction history, I don't think that we could have responded within like the 2 minutes that it took them to, swap. But that was a lot of the selling pressure that we saw was, hacked, socially engineered, user transferred a bunch of tokens, and they were just dumped. Which is why I have a lot of confidence that, of course, the token is going to be rebounding because it was artificially sold. That wasn't, somebody changing their mind or anything. But anyway, Death, I'm going to interrupt you a little bit more and let Jake give away the money.
Yeah.
No worries. No worries.
Dad, thanks so much for that, bro. Always coming in clutch. All right.
No worries.
Yep, got you, bud. Thank you. All right. So, winner. So this is actually a cool giveaway because second prize. This winner is a longtime community member. Drum roll will announce right now. Congratulations to DJTB 1981. DJTB 1981. Congratulations, you are the second place winner with the potential of a 2x multiplier. Please go ahead and DM us here at Utherverse and we will coordinate your winnings. Congratulations.
Awesome. Congratulations, DJ.
Awesome. Awesome. And yeah, and just rounding out that conversation, security is so important in Web3, the most important. And,
And
I've, just to kind of touch on that, in 22 or I think 23, um, when NFTs were still a thing, and really, there were some utility ones, aside from not functional, but Rick and Morty had one, and the social engineering goes so deep that somebody carbon copied their Twitter account, their X page. I went to the X page. It was it was a very in demand item, connected to the link on their bio, thought thought I was getting it, and they drained my entire wallet. So I've been a victim of that as well. Sometimes it's very hard to catch, but you have just using extra discernment is going to be key in all of this stuff.
I'll tell you, I have almost been victimized myself, and uh, it's only like it's only having the knowledge to say I'm not even going to act on my own. I have to get another set of eyes on here. I need to get my network admin on and tell me how is this not legit.
Yeah.
And kind of always have to come from it from the standpoint that someone is trying to steal your shit,
Yep.
and it's only if you can confirm it. And these guys, boy, they confirmed it in multiple different ways. But I finally discovered that there was they had the name in the wrong field or something. Um, it was from well, I won't discuss, but um, it can be very tricky. So don't feel bad. But the main precaution that I was told to describe to people here: if you plan to hold your tokens, stake them. If you stake your tokens, they can't be stolen. Death, that's correct, right?
Yes. Yes, because we've got hard staking. Yes, that is correct.
Right. I mean, if somebody still, if they get your passphrase to your wallet, they could collect the tokens when they become unstaked. But you have
Yeah.
plenty of time to let us know and we can fix it if that kind of stuff happens. But if your tokens are staked, they're safe. If they're not staked, please use precaution, because I hate seeing, but there's nothing that we can do. Like you said, once they're gone, they're gone. They've been sold. So
Yeah, and a big thing as well, guys. Just one last quick thing here. Just to really drill it in, the team will never DM you on problems just out of the blue. So please, if you get a DM and it's from one of us that looks like us, it's not us, so please don't listen to them. Just block it, ignore it. If you have a problem in the Discord, I always refer to going to open a ticket, and we'll respond in the ticket in the Discord. That way you know who you're talking to. So please just keep those DMs closed. That's always the safest way. You can change it in Discord so that you can only get DMs from people that you accept as friends, so you don't have to worry about randomly getting a fake Death Division or fake Jake messaging you. So always set your DMs to friends only, and only deal with support-based stuff in our ticket system in the Discord, or by the email that Uther Badger hands to you. So please be careful, guys, and I'd hate to see that happen. So
yeah. Well, perfect. I appreciate you telling everybody, and of course, this advice applies to everything in Web3, not just Uther. So if you got other tokens, if you got other coins, please be cautious. It's just so traumatizing. Even losing a few $100, and you just feel like you know, I could have, I should have figured that out.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
all right. Well, what do we got on tap,
Oh,
Jake? I mean,
we have some questions.
yeah.
Yep. So
Okay.
let's farm a few questions here. So, okay, Dancy, he has also a great shout out, Dancy, great long time community member here. He has a question. It says, okay,
Okay.
two parts. So first part is, has Red Light Center launched yet and is being used by people? Example, tips, payments, etc. Don't want to use it. Just curious if people are using the token in the sovereign. Uh,
Um,
Go ahead.
well, I can take these one at a
Yeah,
time.
go ahead.
Yeah. So Red Light Center is launched, and it is being used. Um, we haven't hosted big events there because it does require age verification in order to get in, not just VIP. So I'm waiting. We've got an art gallery open in there. We've got the Night Candy Gentlemen's Club open in there, and it is absolutely being used. Tips are going. I see it, uh, uh, and so it's exciting to see that, but it's not ever swamped with people. Um, we do have through Red Light Center some very large deals percolating, and it is open for takeovers. So I've offered, people. We're going to start seeing the art gallery get used substantially. Um, many people in that space, the erotic art space, and that's going to just become a regular uh, 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 gallery exhibit. Um, uh, Red Light Center will make some announcements about that. Um, there's potential trade shows that are going to happen there. The Gentlemen's Club, fantastic. I don't post the patch notes that include anything for the Red Light Center Sovereign, though we could start doing that, having Red Light Center post them through their Twitter X account. Um, but there continue to be upgrades. So I go everywhere. Obviously, CEO. Um, I love the pole dancing. I'm almost tempted to replicate the pole dancing in a club, just like a nightclub where it's obviously not nude, just so people can see the spectacular motion captured, like, I mean, it's just so engaging to watch. But yeah, the pole dancers get tipped, the lap dancers get tipped. Um, you know, there's private rooms for all kinds of stuff, and people, all kinds of outfits there, and fun stuff. So yes, um, the marketing for that side, I'll leave that to the Red Light Center folk. Blow that marketing out. But again, it's the same sort of thing. They're not going to want to bring in big name stars and big name sort of OnlyFans models until they know, we're able to handle a show where 50,000 people can log in and enjoy the performance. So all of that is in queue.
Great. Very good, Brian.
But check it out if you have the chance. I mean, the age verification is easy.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, and then the other end of that question was, is the Brazil Sovereign live at this moment?
So the Brazil Sovereign has been a challenge. The ongoing issues with the government in Brazil and the capital controls of Brazil have really thrown a wet towel on that sovereign. We've been in the background doing a lot of work, but it may come to pass here, and we're going to make this decision here in short order. Once we've got everything here running, with all the new sockets stuff and the new networking stuff, I may make the decision that I have to rescind that agreement, open it up again to a new buyer, or just take it over and start running it ourselves, because it's been more work than it's not. It's a negative cost benefit at this point. Now, as long as we're talking about other sovereigns, you probably saw that the Mindy sovereign, has started to make some progress. They're making some plans that are quite big. Um, you know, I want to name drop.
Yeah, that size says it all.
But I probably I don't know. I need to wait. I need to get permission to say
A lot
this.
of big names
But
coming out.
yeah, some really, really, really big names in the Mindy Sovereign. So that's exciting. We've been negotiating with a major school district to open up virtual education in their district. That one's really exciting, and we have a really neat project where we're moving some. Uh, we're moving some software onto Steam. So that's a whole other outlet when stuff goes live on Steam. That's not so much a sovereign, but it's a project that we've been working on in the background, and I hope to have some uh, alpha test results of that coming back in the next couple of weeks. So there's motion on all of these fronts. But yeah, no, I mean, thank you for bringing up Brazil. I wish it had. I wish it was going more smoothly, but they're even talking about down in Brazil now, allowing all social media to be banned just arbitrarily for, I think, 60 days at a time, if there's any sort of criticism of the government. So I can understand why they're navigating a minefield down there, and it's not easy.
That's wild.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah,
I didn't know. No idea. Okay, well, I have one more question that here that I've farmed. Did you want to just keep moving through them?
yeah, sure.
Okay. Cool. So, let's see. Let me get back to it real quick. All right. So, I can't find who said it, but they asked if wrapped Uther is that going to be still the solution moving forward for InWorld, or is the chain now that the chain's being built going to change things?
So the Uther, it's not really wrapped Uther, it's world Uther. It's not technically a wrapped token because it's not a cross chain thing, but uses the same sort of nomenclature. The world Uther is absolutely going to be a solution for a lot of the in-world transaction aspects. Whether we can move that onto the chain, that would be kind of the ultimate goal. But I don't see that happening as maybe it happens on the layer two. So maybe it happens when we launch the Uther chain as a layer two on Solana. But that requires that chain to have some features that I'm not sure can be built easily. The true value of Uther is that we can deploy what we call world justice. So this is, like we have world operations as sort of the security to maintain, the community safety. We have world justice when disputes arise. World justice allows us to have adjudicate disputes. For example, if a sovereign is infringing the intellectual property of another sovereign, they have a name that's confusingly similar. They, try to replicate unique features of another sovereign, that we can adjudicate these things without our users, the sovereigns, having to go to like court and try to find someone in some scam country, right? With Uther, we would be able to adjudicate disputes where we can have escrow systems, we can have recurring billing systems where you can easily see what's being charged, what's coming up on your account. Do you want to continue to pay it? Do you want to cancel this? You put a deposit down for somebody to build you out a sovereign. If the company doesn't build out the sovereign, you have a smart contract, basically, even though it's an internal ledger. You have a smart contract on this, and it says, okay, well, these contract terms weren't met. We can adjudicate that through world justice and reverse out the token distribution. Those types of things are incredibly difficult to build into a layer two chain at this time. So I envision Uther being a solution until such time as we can add those features and any of the other features that we find that are really useful, and that it always surprises me what ends up being demanded and turning out to be really useful. Whether we end up transitioning that all to chain remains to be seen, but the fact that Uther is convertible one-to-one to Uther means that there's going to be a lot of transactions happening back and forth between Uther and Uther. So it will still require all of these node validations, and the nodes are going to continue to earn, this commission, even though some of the transactions are happening in world, but to get them out into the blockchain, those transactions still need to happen to move them back and forth from chain. So I imagine that this is not going to have a negative impact on the nodes. I imagine that it will actually have a positive net effect on the node commissions, for the transaction commissions. But the plan right now is unchanged. It's have our own chain, have tens of thousands of tokens that are all transacting on chain for the purpose of transacting in world, and then having the in world sort of more secure token version that's essentially wrapped, but not technically meeting the definition of wrapped.
Okay. World Uther, not wrapped. Got it. Very good. So yeah, that was a great explanation, Brian. Always, you have very in-depth responses and answers to these questions. One thing that I did think about when you were speaking. So a lot of people that if you've never, if it's your first time listening, or you just haven't been in World, or you don't own any of our Uther token, or you're new to the community. So Utherverse is the metaverse. It's the Web3. It's the answer to Web2. It's the metaverse for Web3. Brian's brainchild, Web3D. Now, every transaction in world requires Uther, and the reason people were asking these questions is because that gives it its utility. So it's a true utility token used in world for transactions, And now with us having our own chain, which is the necessary feature for us to build out other sovereign tokens that will live on our ecosystem, and then when they transact, the gas fees will be paid in Uther, giving Uther more value. So all added value for the early holders. Congratulations to all of you guys that are here early. Is that a good explanation, Brian?
Wow, I'm very impressed. You succinctly identified a lot of the value for all of it. So yes, very good explanation.
Awesome. Thank you, bro. Yeah. Okay. So that's basically it. So again, I want to reiterate. We posted the Discord link in the bird's nest here because we want to give you guys the first offerings to become a node holder. It gives you massive rewards every time there's transactions in world. But we can't post it on X yet because it's so new. So we've posted it in our chat. It's hidden in our chat right now. There's no announcements for it. But go join our Discord. Go to the general chat. If you're interested right now, the nodes are, I think there's cheaper than they're ever going to be. They're what are they, like $300 right now, Brian?
$300 for the first 72 hours, which I guess started an hour
Yeah.
ago or
Okay.
so. Yeah. Or the first 1,000 that gets sold, and then it moves up either way. And just as a reminder, because I see that there are a lot of new listeners, which is great. If you don't hold Uther, it's on sale right now, but make sure you go to Utherverse.io to get the contract address, or go to our Discord, because you want to make sure that you're putting in the right contract address. There's some warnings. You can ignore the warnings as long as you have the contract address
It's
correct.
also in our bio here on X.
Great. Makes it easy. And if you haven't been in World, please, download the Xeon browser, and you'll see what all the fuss is about. um, uh, and a great place just to hang out, go to events, see what next generation metaverse is all about, um, uh, before it explodes on the scene.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I have the third grand prize winner picked. Death, I saw your hand go up. Did you have something else you wanted to add?
Yeah, so I understand a lot of people are new to crypto and might not understand nodes. If you're in the Discord, feel free to ask as many questions as you need. I've posted a crypto.com breakdown of what a node is that might give you a bit more understanding of how nodes work and exactly what they are. But please feel free to ask us any questions. I'll happily break it down in a way that might be more understandable and bite-sized. So if you're in the Discord, feel free to ask. Don't be embarrassed. We all learn one way or another, and we all learn someday. So join Discord, learn what a node is, and maybe make your purchase of a node.
Absolutely. Awesome. That's perfect. With all of this being said, we have picked the grand prize winner of the day. So the way this works is this is the grand prize, the main prize, and also potential of a 2x multiplier. Um, we've given away 2 already today. The final and grand prize winner of the day is Jordan Billy. Jordan, JordanBilly. Congratulations, you are the grand prize winner. Please go ahead and DM us here on Utherverse X account. We've already added you, so you have the capacity to message us, but make sure you message us. We will never message you first, and we will coordinate your prizes. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. My favorite part of the week, giving away Uther. Um, and boy, there's going to be a lot of that happening, um, with the introduction of our uh, social uh, social center and play to earn. Um, really excited to start executing on the entire game plan, and watch the token over the next week. Lots of changes and improvements happening with what I said at the top. Um, getting the balance minted, getting the flags removed, getting the token validated, and uh, you know starting the process of getting listed on CoinGecko. All exciting stuff.
Absolutely, real everything. It's all coming together. Now our chain is coming together, which is the next main piece to really building out other sovereigns and adding more utility to our holders and to our our currency here.
And when you check out the page for the chain, it's not a typo that Uther is spelled with a capital U and a capital R and a lowercase t and a lowercase h. It's a bit of branding to distinguish the chain from the coin. um, when I first looked at the style template, I thought, who did this? And it grew on me so rapidly. So give me feedback if you like that stylized brand.
Yeah, absolutely. And go ahead. Feel free to message Brian. I know he doesn't get to his DMs all the time, but you can message us here or just pop into Discord and give us that feedback.
All right. Well done, Jake and Death, and everybody who asked questions. This was a great space. I always wish that I could do a space every day, but once a week probably is all you guys want to hear from me. So uh, uh, great stuff. Thanks, Jake.
Yep,
Thanks,
Brian,
everybody.
great job. Thank you so much, Death. Awesome. Thank you for chiming in. Thank you for being here for support. Again, thank you all to the community and congratulations to the winners. We will be here again this time next week, and we'll be giving away some more stuff. So thanks again. Signing off here, other Jake, and see you all next week. Be good.